Welcome back to Ring Wars Carolina Battlegrounds Wrestling fans. Coming out, one of the more formidable homegrown talents of RWC, Gemstone.
Well, John, you're almost right about that, but I would add, in my humble opinion, he is the most formidable homegrown talent in Ring Wars Carolina. It's inarguable. It's a heavy statement. It's fortunate for me his shoulders are so strong to carry it.
The man is here. Make sure you take notes.
Well, I have taken notes, Steve. Former RWC Tag Team Champion. Former RWC Heavyweight Champion. Former AIWF World Television Champion. And for Gemstone to win that title when against one of the toughest wrestlers in AIWF history, on it.
And you know, John, I won't argue with you at all because none of those accolades came easy. They are all worthy of being mentioned. And no normal man could topple a man like Onyx. However, Jim, no ordinary athlete in this sport of men. He is on the next tier.
And the stature of Gemstone now on display, allowing the fans to soak it in. You hear the jeers in the King Arena, not buying what Gemstone's selling.
From Stankonia, weighing in at 225 pounds, the Sultan of Stank, White Mike!
Well, as we wait for Gemstone's opponent, the Sultan of Stank, to make his way out here. Got a little bit of good music. Here's the lights, and here's the Sultan of Stank, White Mike.
Well, White Mike, he's ready to go. But, John, before we get too far ahead here, I know you got a note sheet on this guy. You got it a mile long. But I could have sworn with my ears, not from my note sheet, that our ring announcer said this man hailed from Stankovia.
That's correct.
That cannot possibly be.
It's in my notes right here.
Where? Come on. Show it to me on a map. If you can show it to me on a map, I'll eat this pup pad right now.
I have never been more desperate for a map in my life, Steven.
Well, I suppose the conspiracy lives.
Well, the conspiracy may live, but so is the energy of White Mike in this ring.
Hi, everybody!
And the friendliness of White Mike as well. As White Mike feels his oats out here. If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you're new to this and you're looking for it, Ring Wars Carolina TV. And make sure you hit that notification bell to know when new episodes of RWC Battlegrounds drop. You're going to drop White Mike dropping his feet there as he gets checked out, removing the entrance attire. Gemstone with the height advantage and reach advantage in this one, Steven.
Well, that seems unsportsmanlike.
Why? Gemstone deserves to be booed.
John, I thought you were a journalist. You're supposed to remain impartial.
I have a list here of why. Anyway, Bell finally gets this one underway.
I'm sure they got a salad or something out there. You
And you hear the fans shouting about Playboy Alex Bryant. Gemstone attacking Playboy Alex Bryant last week on Ring Wars Carolina Battlegrounds.
Yeah?
He's crying like a baby in here!
Well, that's mean. I haven't seen him cry today.
Cry, baby! Cry, baby! Cry!
You know, he can do this with the fans. I know the fans are having a good time. He's having a good time. But you and I both know Jim isn't the kind of guy to go to pieces easily. He's the kind of guy, he's lost some top-tier matches he doesn't care to remember so fondly, but he remembers them because anger motivates this guy. He doesn't cry, he gets mad.
Well, Mike trying to get under the skin of Gemstone, yet to see if it's successful. I know that White Mike can be a talker, has competed here in Ring Wars Carolina in the past, went out though playing his own flag in big places, such as IWTV, Game Changer Wrestling, and CZW, Steve.
And you know, John, those places, they aren't easy to compete in. Those places are wastelands where men go to stop the fantasy of being a professional wrestler. It's a place where being a combat athlete, not such a friendly landscape.
No, not at all. I mean, you got big names that have competed there in GCW, Zack Ryder, in CZW, Adam Cole, John Moxley, and the late Brody Lee.
And right now, White Mike, against all odds, he literally has Jem on the ropes. Literally.
And I don't think Jem was prepared for that. But the thing about it is, when I think about White Mike, he's got a lot to draw from. Anybody who wrestles Jason the Gift Kincaid, even once, gains so much knowledge, Steve.
You're right. Win, lose, or draw in that contest, you win at the end of the day for the knowledge you gain.
White Mike trying to get the fans energized and into this one. Feel it now. White Mike feeling it. Calling for a test of strength against Gemstone.
I've been lifting weights too.
Well, White Mike's saying he lifts weights, and if you work out, I suppose you need to flaunt it. There's no other point to it. You can't get me to do it without a payday.
No, not at all. Interesting test. Oh, what a gut kick by Gemstone, though.
Excellent scientific wrestler, Gemstone. Boot to the gut outweighs a Greco-Roman knuckle lock in a test of strength.
Excuse me, how is a kick to the gut scientific wrestling?
Scientifically, it proves a result.
Oh, that'll prove a result. Open-handed chop by White Mike.
Big chest of Gemstone to chop across, too. He's going to feel that.
And a knife-edge chop by White Mike to follow it up here.
You know, that's a downside to being so big. It's a lot of surface area to hurt.
Gemstone retreating now to the outside.
Feeling the effects. I can't blame him. I don't want to get hit across the chest by anyone.
Well, nobody wants to get hit across the chest, Steven. And White Mike coming out of the purview there, making chase on Gemstone.
Jem needs to turn around.
Oh, but gets caught by White Mike.
Well, unfortunately, turned around into a fist. A closed fist, I might add. Illegal. You're not going to make note of that.
White Mike pulling the audience and pays for it.
And that's what pulling the fans will get you. I mean, John, this isn't even something we should have to talk about. You've got a guy like Gemstone on the run. You don't ask the fans, should I hit him again? You hit him again.
Oh, White Mike with a boot to stop everything, and now ramming the head of Gemstone against the most unforgiving part of the ring.
I hate to admit it, but this guy, White Mike, is someone you don't want to look past. Yeah, he acts like a goofball, and he is a goofball. He is stupid as they come to. I've talked to him. He drives me freaking nuts. But in that ring, he is very quietly a savant. That guy gets it done. He is as accomplished as far as being an in-ring competitor as they come.
Yeah, going for that 10, but gets caught.
And that's how you stop science, brute force.
Yeah, and speaking of the brute force, that forearm was nothing but brute force to White Mike. Gemstone slow to go over for the cover. Lackadaisical at that. And the 2 count only.
Jem, though, not getting distracted. Another man will get distracted. They complained that wasn't it. It felt like it. It looked like it from where I was watching. But still, this man, White Mike, I said it before, I'll say it again. He's more than he looks.
Give me the small of my back.
Well, White Mike trying to do our job for us.
I mean, yeah, you got hit in the small of the back. What are you going to do about it? This guy's trying to work it out loud, talking to himself mid-match. I haven't seen it before, but I mean, he's not giving anything away to Jem. Jem knows he hit him.
Gemstone now knowing White Mike is in trouble. Allowing hands and knees of White Mike. Gemstone getting ready to suplex White Mike and gets it with authority there.
And you know, I commend White Mike for plodding along, but Gemstone, I mean, he's really been taken to task here. There's been a lot of high-impact moves. You've got to sooner or later weigh out the consequences of fighting through.
Trying to fight through now is White Mike with those big hands coming off the ropes and oh my!
Sunset flip attempt, does he get it?
No! Gets a boot across the eyes.
And again, great scientific wrestling. Boot to the face works every time.
The only science that comes out of a boot to the eyes is the fact that the eyes naturally water.
Yeah, seems like it works. It's good science. Boot to the head works, boot to the gut works, boot to the nether regions. I'm just saying.
And scooping a slam by Gemstone now. Going for another pin here.
Could have him.
Now, come on, Steve. Gemstone didn't even hook the legs on that one.
I mean, he's laid in a lot of groundwork. Let's be fair about this one.
Well, I will admit the foundation is being built by Gemstone. Gemstone now bringing White Mike back up to a vertical base, introducing White Mike to the turnbuckle. Gemstone, this is where Gemstone has a flaw, arguing with the fans instead of keeping your eyes on your opponent.
Well, admittedly, the fans deserve a tongue lashing, but unfortunately, I got to agree with you because it allows things like this to happen. And we see it time and time again. Jim's a guy who's too smart to keep letting this happen.
Oh, what a textbook drop kick, though, by Gemstone.
Fortunate for him, he's good enough to turn it around in an instant. That was a heck of a door to leave open. And a drop kick like that from a guy like Jim, that can knock you out.
Oh, and it almost did for White Mike.
I thought he had him.
I did too.
Well, he says he's hurt. And this time, Jim's mad.
Well, he's arguing with the ref about the pace of the count. Not really going to help at all.
He needs to turn that anger on his opponent.
Yeah, he does.
I need your support like Ricky Morton would on a Saturday night at 6:05.
What a throwback by White Mike.
I mean, excellent throwback. I mean, it is an excellent throwbacks aside. He's getting choked on the rope right now.
And I tell you what, I've seen that face on Ricky Morton once or twice when he got choked on a Saturday night. Gemstone now in complete control. Picking White Mike up. Oh, good European uppercut by Gemstone. Oh, another open-handed chop by White Mike, and that got more force than I thought it would, Steve, taking Gemstone down to a knee.
Well, he did get to explode up, so you have the added strength of the legs coming up there, and that does add into that. But, I mean, take all those X factors aside, who's standing tall?
Right now it's Gemstone, but Gemstone's still sucking wind, though, Steve. Speaking of sucking wind, all the weight of Gemstone now being pressed on White Mike.
And the referee counting. And it's fortunate that he is because Jim will stand on top of you until you don't move anymore.
Yeah, we've seen that time and time again. Gemstone knows how to use his weight. Lackadaisio cover, no hook of the leg.
Absolute lack of sympathy for his opponents.
But absolute arrogance there. You know, textbook, hook the leg. Speaking of hooking things, the left arm of White Mike getting hooked. Good ring positioning by Gemstone, putting White Mike in the center of the ring.
And look at the way he has him wrapped up there. It looks like he's got some pressure on the side of the neck, but the major story right now is the torque on the back and that rotator cuff in particular, leading off the upper back there. You tear that apart, he can't really explode on you with too much.
And even if he can, he only has probably one good arm at that point.
I haven't seen anything so far to suggest that his leg work in the ring could really make up for the loss of an arm in a contest against a guy like Jim.
White Mike, though, getting some energy. And well, getting off the energy of the fans is what I meant, fans. Stephen Hensley giving me weird looks. Speaking of weird looks, White Mike's going to have some weird looks in his eyes after taking that big suplex by Gemstone. Going for the pin. 2 count, though, only, Steve.
All right. And it's unfortunate for him that he kicked out because Jim, I mean, really, the smart play at this point is to call it a day. I would.
Well, White Mike is not like that. You don't compete in the places that we mentioned by taking it easy or taking it slow or taking the easy way out of a match. And Gemstone knows that. Targeting White Mike, but no one home!
And a miss of the elbow opens a door.
But White Mike still gasping. You see the abdominal cavity going up and down. White Mike trying to find some energy. Going to work on Gemstone now with those big forearms. Tipping the toes of White Mike. Gemstone.
I know that hurt. I know y'all saw that.
I mean, yeah, it hurt. Obviously, it hurt. You can't hit a man there, and it's not going to hurt.
Right. White Mike with the strut and a neckbreaker. Talk about another throwback. We've seen the Hibble Swips a time or two, Steven, in our eyes of watching wrestling growing up.
All right, White Mike picking him up. Front face lock, hooks him in a suplex, carries him over.
Almost a Falcon Arrow type.
It is a Falcon Arrow. I mean, I'm sure there's a new surname for a guy like him doing it, but I'm not quick on my feet.
Well, Sultan of Stank can come up with whatever he wants. We'll got to get those notes for next time he competes.
It's the Falcon of Sink.
There you go. White Mike calling his shot. Believing this is the moment where White Mike will put Gemstone away. White Mike Oh, wait a minute. What a power slam. Short power slam by Gemstone. Going for the pin.
That can be it.
Oh, I tell you what, Steve, that one surprised me. I thought with the power that Gemstone used, that was going to be all.
And you know, John, I hate to admit it, but there's a lot of resiliency in this guy, White Mike. Not my favorite cat to chat with, but you know, he's never done me any ill.
No, not at all.
I'm concerned for him at the moment, though. Resiliency aside, he's been getting dominated.
Yeah. I mean, Gemstone, obviously, with the power and the force, but White Mike finding just those opportune moments to try to curry the match back into his favor. Holy cow, inside cradle. That could be all to no.
Near fall. Gem came back up to his feet. Right on top of him, though, is White Mike.
White Mike getting lifted up. Oh, my.
Set on top of the top rope by Gem, but Gem walking away from him. I'd stay
Oh,
on top of
no.
him.
White Mike gives the boot to Gemstone. Oh, almost like a lung blower to the front. Going for the pin here. Oh, 2.5.
Near fall. And you know, at this stage of the contest, that's a surprise for White Mike. But again, not a guy you can take lightly. Goofy as they come, solid in the ring.
Yeah, knows how to put a match together, and we're seeing it now, taking advantage of any opportune moment. White Mike having Gemstone up for the fireman's carry, but no do there. Oh, no! Axe handle to the back. As the referee was almost getting squished there by White Mike. Irish whip off the ropes. Gem spike. Oh, no! I thought we were going to see the gem spike, but the big boot by Gemstone, that could be all.
That is a new one. I don't remember ever seeing Jim do that.
And the winner of this match, Gemstone.
Well, Gemstone pulling something new out of his arsenal. As we see, I tell you what, this is a big win for Gemstone. May even put him in that title hunt picture against AJ Kazana.
I mean, you're not wrong about that. Big victories tend to elevate you in a company. And Jim, he's a guy who's always looking to be elevated. Today, unfortunately for White Mike, it came at his expense, but a heck of an effort. And I've got to tell you, I'm interested in seeing more from this guy.
Yeah, I want to see White Mike back here in Ring Wars Carolina. Gemstone probably not really interested in that point because of the fact that we've seen White Mike take it to Gemstone. You see Gemstone limping a little bit around out there. Running his mouth on the fans again. Taking his celebratory stance.
And why not? You won it. It was a spirited contest. You deserve to take your victory lap. You want to take that away from him?
No, not at all.
To the victor go the spoils.
Well, this is true. Celebrating in the moment is Gemstone. Wait a minute. There's the Playboy.
Jim, turn around.
Alex Bryan
Turn
is out
around.
here.
Jim, oh, come
Holy
on.
moly.
I don't know if you can you do that?
No, the RWC office does not condone the gestures of Alex Bryan. Wait a minute. Seal the deal by Alex Bryan.
Deplorable actions.
No way. No, not at all. The way that Gemstone attacked Alex Bryan last week, this is only Gemstone getting his comeuppance.
John, I don't care what you have to say. Gemstone just competed in a spirited contest. That was a hard-fought victory, however
So
you
did
look at
Alex
it.
Bryant last week when he won and got attacked by Gemstone.
Fair point, though. At least Jim had the courtesy to look him in the eye. He came down to the ring in a man's sport and a man's business, and he looked a man in the eye, and then he dropped him. That's not what Alex Bryant did.
You know what? If Gemstone wasn't celebrating so much, he would have seen Alex Bryant coming. All right, we got words now. We're going to go to our RWC television.